Oh, happy Thirsty Thursday. Welcome back, whiners. It's your girl P Honey. It's your girl P Honey that has been dubbed as Redhead Rachel told me I should describe myself as being the best +1, like on dating apps. And I think I can just like call myself that now. I don't think she was saying I'm the best +1 she's ever had, but I've been talking a lot about being +1s, and I think that's such a good quality. Like, I remember for years, I am the person. One time, my friend Carolyn, who you all know, started season 1 with her. Carolyn asked me to her company Christmas party, and she's like, "You're the only person." Okay, maybe that's being dramatic. I don't want to throw her under the bus. She didn't say I'm the only person. She said, like, "You're the best person that, like, would be able to, like, I can just put you in any situation and you'll just, like, get along with anyone. You'll get along with my CEO. You'll get along with my, like, influencer coworker. You'll get along with the bartender. Like, you're just, like, a good time. You just got something about you." And honestly, I just love it so much. Paige, +1 crutcher. One day I'm gonna have a +1. One day I'm gonna have a +1. My +1. Like, someone that means something to me. Oh my God. I'm not even gonna get into that on this episode. I do want to say, one, brave of me to bring this wine glass to the studio, but I felt just pretty horny about it. Brittany Dixon, shout out. She got me this wine glass. She got me a set of these. They're the Scandal wine glasses. If you can't see, like the tall ones that, oh my God. What is her name? What is, Scandal, Kerry Washington? Thank God, praise Jesus. Kerry Washington's character, Olivia Pope, that's what I'm trying to think. She uses these wine glasses on, they're from Crate & Bale, and they're amazing and very breakable because Pedro has broken one before. But anyway, shout out Brittany Dixon. Thank you so much. And I really wanted to be classy and cute with this wine glass today. So also, I do have to say that, surprise, another solo episode. I just felt like I had a lot to say. And it's not all going to make sense. It's just like fucking chaos coming out of my mouth. But I also will say that I'm about to start my period, and so I am on the verge of crying with laughter, crying of sadness, laughing with laughter, laughing of sadness. The emotions that I'm feeling are so... I was telling Kiana, my friend Kiana, like, I just feel like I'm floating a little bit. I feel like I'm not on land. I feel like I'm in decision paralysis world. I feel like nothing is reality. No one is looking in my eye when they're talking to me. Like, I feel fucking weird. Is there something going on in the universe? But then I was saying to Redhead Rachel, she's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I'm gonna start my period. I'm just pissed. I'm sad. I'm all the things." And she's like, "Weren't you just on your period?" I'm like, "Yeah, every 21 days, bitch. Every 21 days. It happens." And for the 4 days beforehand, I feel this floating personality. And then day 1, I have terrible cramps and I don't want to do anything. And then for the other 3 days, I don't want to do anything because I'm bleeding out of my vagina. And then for 3 days after that, I'm pissed off that I wasted a week of my life on another fucking period. So yeah, every 21 days we go through this. And I really do think I consider myself a person who doesn't let my period affect like my rationale. Like, if I'm having a conversation with somebody, like, I don't feel like I like lash out or do anything like and blame it on my period, but like I really do feel the effects of the period crazy, and mine does happen in 3 days. Also, during my period for the 3 days, I'm eating everything I can possibly find. I'm putting in my mouth. Candy, pizza, pasta. Like, I'm putting on literal weight, so much weight in 4 days, and then trying to lose it again. It's just, what are we doing here on this world as a woman? What are we doing? Like, why are we doing this? For what? For what? That's how I feel. So going off of like the same like delusional aspect vibe, today at my real job was very The Office vibes. And like, I've never seen The Office, but I do work in a corporate office scenario. Everything about today was weird. Like, so if anyone works in an office, you can relate. I'm in sales again, reminder if nobody knows that. And so like when we make a sale, like a bell rings kind of vibe, like very weird things. And I've never rung the bell. I don't approve of the bell ringing. I think it's very weird and cult like, and I don't like it, and I refuse to do it. But anyway, like one of our employees who works remotely was in the office today, and he like came out of a room with like 10 to 15 pizza boxes and was just like shouting about like extra pizza and like just like causing this like attention. We all looked around, and then like, you know, everyone's kind of like slowly gets up to go get this pizza, like leftovers, and then, you know, then there's some kids, some younger what are we calling them? What are they? Gen Zers? Are those the young kids? Brandon? Are young kids Gen Zers or Gen Xers? You don't know. X? I don't know if you're right. Anyway, the young kids at the office are like getting up and getting full on pizza boxes to go when there's like 30 other people in the office that like might want to partake in this. It's just like classic no respect kind of thing. And then this other coworker of mine walks out of the office, and like she's normally gone at 2, but like at 4 she was still there, and she walked out like she had just like taken the longest nap or something. She's like, why is there pizza? Like, I don't know. It was just like this alternate universe that we were in today. Oh, well, it started off with, oh, and then another coworker walked up and was like, ugh, how long has this pizza been out here? Like, it's just like weird office vibes. I walked in today, and a few minutes after I walked in, my coworker Brandy put a hoof on my desk. A cow hoof. A real foot from a cow or a bull. And that's how my day started, and that's why we're here where we are today. I am not a person who likes things like that. And so let me give you some background. Brandy, Keely, and myself are all dog moms. We have a text message group, dog moms. Keely got the dog first, then Brandy, then me. I don't even know if I would have gotten Pedro if like it wasn't for them. Maybe I just want to like feel included or something. But like, so we're always talking about like, oh my God, our dog did this, or oh my God, our dog did this, or they ate this, etc. And I guess, and I do know this, that like animal parts are good for dogs, like multiple parts. Like apparently bully sticks are cow penises, and dogs eat those. And so when I walked in and I had, well, it was a few minutes after I walked in, but she just walked up and she goes, I was in the middle of a conversation, and she puts this on my notepad, actually, not even my desk. And I was like, ah, what is that? She's like, it's a bull hoof. I said, I know what the fuck it is. Why is it there? She's like, I got this for you and your dog, Keely, like for your dogs. It's good for them. It has collagen and it helps with tartar buildup, and the dogs are going to love it. And if they don't love it, then soak it in beef broth. And I am not this kind of dog mom. Like, I am a kibble feeding, leash wearing, normal dog mom. Like, I don't feed the dog raw food. I don't do anything like that. But anyway, like I get it. And I'm going to give it to him because it was a gift. And thank you so much. But like, I had to have Keely wrap it up in napkins before I left. Like, I don't want to touch that thing. I tore off the page that it was sitting on. I don't know what those notes said for that client I was supposed to get back to. I don't want any hoof juice in my purse. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Brandy, no. Like, why was that so normal for you to put a cow hoof on my desk? Anyway, so that's just how it started, okay? And then going straight into dogs, and like, I'm going to start off with a positive thing about Pedro this week, which was so tiny and small compared to the other bullshit he's put me through. But the small and tiny thing, which I thought was a big win at the time, was we went on a walk in the morning and he didn't react to anything. No dogs, no humans, no squirrels, no cats. It was a blissful, lovely, peaceful, brisk morning walk. I was so happy. I was jumping up and down with him on the street. Like, literally, he was jumping. You know how he gets that air. Like, he was jumping on the street. I was jumping. We looked a fool. But I wanted to, like, really, like, let him know I was so happy and pleased with, like, what he did. And, like, because he's supposed to be starting training as well. Which, by the way, guys, remember when I said I wasn't going to go through with the training? I am. Because I'm only one person. And I'm not a dog trainer. I'm not a hoof feeding dog mom. So I don't know how to do this. So I need help. That was one positive thing. Let's talk about how he locked me out of my fucking house the other day. I walk out of my door to start some laundry on my work from home day. I unlocked my car with my key fob from inside. So I didn't bring my key fob with me. Luckily, I still had my walking fanny pack on with my cell phone in it so I could contact my neighbor. I walk outside, go to the laundry, get to the car. The car had already relocked itself because it took too long. So I had to go back up to get more laundry. I go to get in my house, and Pedro has locked me out of my house. And I was just talking. I've said this several times because people were like, oh, you leave Pedro in the crate, at work? Oh, you can't leave him in the house? And I say, the door at my apartment, I don't trust it. And I don't trust Pedro because he'll get up on the side of my couch and nuzzle his nose against the lock and stuff. And it's like, ooh, one day he's going to fuck up with the lock. Days after I just tell someone this. I think the next day after I tell Kiana this, he locks me out of my house. There's a push lock inside my house as well as the deadbolt situation. He pushed the lock in with his paw as he's pawing at the door. What are the chances? I don't know. So I had to thank God my neighbor was still home. Thank God I was clothed because typically when I go down to put laundry in, I typically have gym, not booty shorts, but gym, small shorts and a small sports bra on. I'm in the middle of doing stuff at my house. I'm not fully dressed. I've taken off my clothes from being on a run with Pedro or something. You know what I mean? So it's I'm in the middle. Thank God I had shoes on. Thank God I had my phone. Thank God I had a top on. My neighbor was able to give me something to pick my lock. He knew what he did when I walked in. He was I wasn't mad at him, but I was like, this is how we're gonna do me. So that's one. The other thing is literally today. So because I'm very active with his training, I do a very good job as much as I can do. I'm just one human. I'm constantly training him throughout the day. So I'll open the door and I'll have him come to me and sit there before I put his leash on. And so he knows that he doesn't go out the door without me. He's so good at it. I will say today I fucked up. He was on his place on his bed when I called him over to the door while I was open. So when I said come, he sure did come. He sure did come. He kind of had a zoomy situation. So he sure did run across the couch and hop out the front door. And he doesn't have a leash on at this point. And I think it was really an excitement, not trying to run away from his loving mother who provides him fucking health and wealth. I didn't know I had it in me, you guys. I have scrapes. I have scrapes on my knuckles. My right knee is bruised. I spider monkeyed that dog. I was on top of him. And I tackled that dog, and the way that he looked up at me from being under me. First of all, I'm so proud of myself. I just didn't know I had that scrappy little bitch in me. I've never been in a physical fight. You know when people are like, have you ever been in a fight? Yeah, with my dog. Have you ever tackled somebody? Yeah, with my dog. I just did it. I literally was on top of Pedro, and my hand had hit the ground so hard and my knee had hit the ground so hard. And he's looking up at me what are we doing here? And I was wondering what the fuck we were doing there too. So anyway, and then so I got him in, pulled him in by his collar, and he knew that he was in trouble. But again, I really don't think he was trying to run away from me. I think he was in an excitable mood, and my bad on calling him from his place with the door open on the couch. I'll take responsibility, but he fucked around and he found out, and I found out that I'm going to tackle a bitch. So I just didn't know. If something I love is going to get away from me, I'm going to tackle it. That's what I've found out about myself today. But I did knock one of my freshly done nails loose a little bit, which is upsetting. And the whole nail experience I have to tell you about, that was very upsetting. But anyway, so Pedro and I were on thin ice. We start training tomorrow. We're going to see how it goes. He's actually going to potentially be doing a board and train over Thanksgiving. too, which I'll talk more about that afterwards and talk about the company and the place, and send your thoughts and prayers. Send your mild-mannered training wishes towards me and Pedro. Like, we just need love and support and thoughts at this time. I also know the holidays are coming up, and a lot of y'all might have problems setting boundaries with family. I don't, but I do just want to remind you that, like, you should set boundaries with family and friends. Thanksgiving, Christmas, all of the things, like all of the bullshit talk. You haven't seen Aunt Susie and Uncle Kevin in 10 years and they want to talk to you about politics or the city that you live in or the clothes that you wear or the people that you date or the school that you're not taking or the kids that you're not having yet or the relationship that you're not in. Tell them to fuck off. Have some more chicken, Aunt Karen. Have some more turkey. Have some more sweet potatoes. We're not doing this. So again, I don't really have any other like good advice except for just like set them. Like, it's so rewarding. And also, like, I just don't have that much family left. So like, don't really need to set the boundaries anyway. You guys know I'm going to Montana for Thanksgiving. I'm so excited. I can't wait to do an episode. My niece is begging me to do an episode. I might let her. We'll see what she's going to talk about. But yeah, I might do some content while I'm there in Montana. Okay, I need to tell you guys about the pedicure heard around the world. I just posted it on my story yesterday. By the time this episode comes out, it's going to be a week from today. Okay, you guys. So I've told you about my finances. I've got all these extra things I'm doing besides paying my real bills. Like, I've got a podcast I'm financing and credit cards and all that. So I'm on a stiff budget. In that, I have switched my nail salon temporarily to a new salon. It's fine. It's like a chain. It's fine. Everything's fine, but it's not my salon. And like, you know, I don't even enjoy getting a pedicure, manicure. Anyway, like, I like having my nails and toes done, but like, hate the experience. Like, I can't do anything with my hands. It's long. It's never going to be right. Like, the process is long with the nails. Longer the nails, the better. Anyway, so this is my second time at this salon, this nail salon. And I need to say that because the first time I was at this nail salon, I was the only client there. And it's a big place. And so there was this gentleman that kept walking back and forth, like kind of in a weird pacing manner, every 5 minutes or so, just like checking in on the room. And like, at first I thought maybe he was like the manager, but then I thought he's a nosy old man who is bored while working here and wants to know what we're up to. I don't know. Anyway, I'm saying that to say, because then I went 4 weeks later for my new Gel X set. And I knew it was going to be a bad experience from the moment I made eye contact with this old man technician. It was the same guy that was giving me weird vibes 4 weeks prior. And not to mention, even if it wasn't the guy that was giving me weird vibes 4 weeks prior, it was an old man. Why? I don't know how to say this without sounding like an asshole. I don't want an old man touching me. I don't want an old man pedicure technician, nail tech. It's wrong. Before we even got into it, I just felt like he was shining my shoes at the airport. I felt like I was disrespecting my elder. I felt like this old man should not be giving me a pedicure. Do you guys understand what I'm saying about that? Like, so I was uncomfortable from jump. Then, the way that he was touching me with such care, with his soft old man hands. I'm going to try to get through this story without being so fucking grossed out. I wanted to leave. His soft, cold, old man hands giving me a pedicure. And I'm talking like 65-ish, by the way, guys. Let's picture it, okay? Just like touching me, and like, I know, like, typically a nail tech is going to be using gloves, and this man was not. Like, I just felt his skin on my skin, and and I just didn't like it. So it was just going bad. The actual pedicure job, I'm not going to lie, is pretty fine. Pretty fine. No problems. But then we get to the end of the pedicure. And he, so I get gel pedicure, by the way. So I wear tennis shoes. Like, I was wearing tennis shoes in the day. Doesn't matter. I can put tennis shoes back on because they're gel. They're not going to smudge. I don't get regular polish. Anyway, I see him motion to like get my shoes to like help me put them back on as if they were a sandal, because typically they will. And I said, no, thank you. I can do it. And he said, it's okay. I have it. And I said, no. It's really fine. I got it. He didn't choose to hear me. He said, it's okay. You guys, he takes my socks. Like, I had socks and shoes. Like, I've never had somebody put socks and shoes on me before. I felt like a fucking 2-year-old. I felt grossed out. Oh my God. So he takes my sock. And I'm not sure if y'all have ever put a sock on a toddler before, but that's exactly what it was. Yes, that's right. And so then he puts the sock on me, and I realize that it's inside out, but I wasn't going to say anything. He realizes it's inside out. So he starts over. He giggles, and he's like, oh. And he like takes the sock off. And I'm like, no, it's really okay. He's like, no, it's fine. I got it. So he puts my sock on, and then he starts to put my shoe on. And I'm again, just like, I'm quivering in my chair. Just hating the whole experience. But like, I've tried to speak up. I can't do it anymore. And then, like, you got to help, like, the angle, the dangle, like the way that my foot is with the situation of the pedicure chair. Like, I can't get my foot in here accurately. And like, sir, you're not going to be able to do it. So I had to like help him a little bit, like wiggle my foot in. And he said, good girl. He said, good girl. And I didn't like that at all. I didn't like it. It's just so bad. So then he does the other foot, all the same, the whole thing over and over again. It was the most uncomfortable minute and 30 seconds. Minute and 30 of my, okay, not of my life. That's being dramatic, but I know the comments that were rolling in when I posted this on my story were hilarious, being like, wait, when you talk about this on your solo episode, I need to come on. I need to tell my pedicure story. It's like, why does this happen? Why can't we just have a normal experience? Not to mention, while I was getting my Gel X, the manicure technician filed my skin, and I had to be like, oh, it's bleeding. She didn't even acknowledge it. She just let it bleed. Like, what is this place? I'm going to a budget nail place. This is a cause for infection is what it is. It's not even budget, by the way. It's like still expensive, but oh my God, you guys. I just can't. I can't. I just want a normal pedicure experience. But I need to go back. Okay, I do want to talk about my finances and what I've done to help, and like going to a cheaper nail salon with this experience is something that you can possibly expect when you're working with what you got. I do have to say that like the massage, besides the feeling of his hands on me, he like punched my calves and like my feet, which was like kind of painful, but also felt good. But I didn't want it to feel good. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just weird. Anyway, pedicure done. I need to talk about my finances because I'm very proud of. I've talked a little bit about it, like budget girly now, blah, blah, blah. But like, I wanted to share a few things because I just didn't know how off the rails I was being and how easily I can switch up the decision by just making small changes. Like, live within my means, because I'm not too bad off. But like, why was I living so outside of my means? So wanted to talk a little bit about that. Changes that I've made that have helped me. 1, bathing my dog at home. I don't know what got into me thinking I could just afford $100, $150 dog grooming every month. and when I can literally just do it at home. So I've started bathing Pedro at home. It started with his allergies because I was supposed to do it weekly, and he loves it. It's a little like bonding time. It's so sweet and cute. So that is one. I have tried to clip his nails on my own, and it didn't go terrible, but like you're supposed to ease into it as to not freak the dog out, and so we're working with it. So few at a time, but like his nails are long, they need to be cut. I might need to pay somebody to do that. And I'm not going to be doing that anal gland expression. Maybe I'll call Brandy with the fucking cow hoof to help me with that. Because I know you can do that on your own. That's not going to be me. I'll pay for that. Cleaning my own house. Back when I was recording the podcast in my apartment, it was a business expense. I was getting my house cleaned. Oh, the luxury. I was having house cleaners come every 4 weeks, and I was doing just like the in-between. Oh my God, I miss it already. But I started cleaning myself. And you know what? It ain't so bad. So save. And by the way, you guys know, if you've ever listened to my solo episodes where we're talking about the housekeepers, how are you going to charge me $140, $120 for my 720 square foot apartment? A racket. So cleaning my own house. I already said switching my nail salon to just like a little lesser. And like, I'm sure that they do quality shit. It's just like, I will be requesting. Actually, I don't know if I can show my face there again. But switching my nail salon and like just like no crazy designs. Like we're simple girly. I actually was even thinking about like getting my nails off and just doing like natural. I don't even like, what do they even look like under here? Like it's been years, 4, 5, 6 years. I don't even know what these nails look like. Not saying yes to every girl's dinner or happy hour invite. Yeah, that one was hard. Which has been great for my budget, but it's also been great for my networking, because rather than being like, yeah, let's go out for drinks, my schedule is open, my calendar is open to accept for networking invitations for the podcast. Not that I don't want to be hanging out with my girlfriends and having a good time and gossiping and doing all that. But yeah, I can't say yes because I can't be doing that 3-4 times a week. So I'm just saying like, oh, like you guys are going out for dinner, I'll meet you for a drink or something like that. And like I'll eat at home or something. I'm just making smarter decisions. Also, going to the grocery store rather than eating takeout or door dashing. Cooking at home. Meal prepping. Novel idea. Like, and it's been so fun cooking. I'm cooking like 2 to 3 times a week. It's delicious. I'm not so bad. I'm upping my game and I'm saving money. So we love that. Y'all know I love a coffee out, a coffee shop. Limiting myself to 1 coffee outing a week, which is big because there were weeks where I was getting like 3 or 4, which if you think about it, that's like probably $80 or $100. Coffee and a bagel. Oh my God, what's that? A bong and a blitz, smoking a pancake. What is it? Austin Powers. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, here's one. If you live in a participating area here in Texas, you have a health savings account card, an HSA account. You can use this for a lot of things. And at my job, I have money taken out of each of my paychecks to go to this HSA account because it's like tax free. So you can buy tampons, you can buy anything medical related, you can buy like any massage that's like prescribed to you, facials, anything medical related, like clinical face wash from Sephora. Like there's so many things that qualify. So I started taking advantage of taking more out of my paycheck to go over to my HSA account because it's money I'm going to spend anyway. So might as well be tax free. So I think that was a major, I don't know if it's a hack, but for me, it was new. Redhead Rachel owns Traveling Spirit Bar. And so I've bartended there ever since I moved here, very sporadically, but I've been more like open to picking up shifts, especially just coming up with the holidays. And really it's just when she asked me, like, which means that they have a large weekend and they need extra support. But just being more like, I guess, happy to do so. Like, I don't always want to be bartending for 6 or 7 hours on a weekend night, but like, why not? What else am I going to be doing? Going out and spending money, or like doing something like drinking, doing something unhealthy. So like, that's been kind of nice. And all of her clients are so like just lovely, nice people. So it's never a drama fest at all. So doing that. And the last thing that I've done that has really just been like helping with my mental health as well is I'm focusing on things that I love to do that make me feel good that don't cost a shit ton of money. 1, hanging out with Pedro. I love him. We go to the park. We go on walks. We go on runs. His training is about to cost me a lot of money, but that's besides the point. But just like doing things with Pedro that make me happy. Also, sometimes I leave Pedro at home and I go on a walk or run myself. Like fitness, being outside. I'm slowly getting back into that game. Playing or doing puzzles. I love a puzzle. It's so good for my brain. It keeps me occupied. Like, I love a puzzle. That's free. I mean, the puzzle was like $9, but it's taken up 2 weeks of my time already. Like, it's just better for me. So doing things, journaling, adult coloring books, watching a great TV show, watching a great series, watching a movie. Oh my God, I just watched Challengers, by the way, with Zendaya. Whoa. And I know that's old. I know you guys are going to be like, that's so old. But you know that I don't like to do, like, when you guys are talking about, like, oh my God, you have to watch this movie. You have to watch this show. It's so good. It's the last thing I want to do. I get, like, icked out by it. I don't want to do that at all. But I'll put it on my list to do it when I feel like doing it. So I'm going to be one of those people. I highly recommend the Challengers. It was so good. So yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit about my finance, about things that I did to just like make me feel more at ease too. I'm just like literally like not spending on my credit cards. If I don't have the money, I'm not doing it. Plain and simple, just like planning ahead. Oh, something else too is like I'm asking questions before going out. Like, what are we doing? What does it entail? Who's going? You know, like, because that way I can like just have a better idea of what to expect. And maybe you guys are all just so fucking rich that none of this really, appeals to you. And if you are, support a podcaster. Actually, I saw that I'm gonna be having her on the pod. I already recorded with her. I think it's coming out the week after this. She has in her bio like a buy me a coffee situation, and kind of think I'm gonna do something like that. Like it's like your way of supporting me. I don't know. Like, I don't know that I would be the person to ever click on buy you a coffee. Like, that's kind of like give $5 to the cancer thing at a checkout, or like ASPA, the dog. What is it? ASPCA? The peace AS. You know what I'm talking about. ASPCA. Anyway, I'm not going to do it because somebody else is doing it. I'm not going to be I don't need to be the hero of this story. That's how I feel. Oh, also, I did 23andMe a couple years ago and kind of just skimmed over this detail. I am 28% oh my God, I don't even know how to say it. Ashkenazi. I'm 28% Jewish. And I don't know what that means fully, but I do feel like it's a new personality for me. And does anybody know a rabbi? Because if you haven't watched No One Wants This or Nobody Wants This on Netflix, it's the best show ever. And I just feel like it opens up a whole nother dating world for me. I don't even need to like convert to Judaism. Well, I guess I do religion-wise, but like I'm Jewish. And now that I know that I'm Jewish, like I don't know. I just kind of feeling it. That's kind of it for this week's solo. Oh, I have a simple one because I kind of like went hard in the paint for the wine of the week last episode. If you guys didn't listen to it, it's a little aggressive. Not that I regret it, but like, oh my God. It happens weekly, at least to me, at these networking events, or like when I'm talking about going out to dinner or drinks with my girlfriends. The valet, stop fucking touching my lights. Oh my God. Like, I don't know. Is it just me? Am I the only idiot who doesn't remember like that I need to check that when I get back in my car after the valet. So then I'm driving. So then I leave the place. I'm getting honked at. And I don't know why. And this happens every week. I'm like, oh, my lights. So then I'm messing with the lights, trying to figure out. And I'm like, oh, no, that's the brights. Oh, but this light. Like, my lights are automatic. Stop touching my lights. And I've told them this. I tell them this, like, please don't touch the lights. They're automatic, so they'll just shut off when you park my car. Okay. And they do anyway. Yeah. That's my wine of the week. Hands off the lights, please. You guys, this is it. I don't think I'll do another solo episode until after Thanksgiving. So be well, be healthy, eat a lot of food, do what you want, set your boundaries. Don't sit next to irritating aunt and uncle at the dinner table. Sit at the kids' table. And just have a good time. Love you, whiners. I'll see you next Thursday. Bye.